Martin Luther King Jr. was a man of courage, conviction, and unwavering dedication to justice. Born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia, he rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most important figures in American history. His vision of racial equality, nonviolent resistance, and social justice transformed the United States and left an indelible mark on the world. Early life and education. Martin Luther King Jr. was born into a family of pastors. His father, Martin Luther King Sr., was a prominent minister in Atlanta, and his mother, Alberta Williams King, was a pianist and a church organist. King's upbringing in a religious family greatly influenced his values and worldview. King excelled academically from a young age. He attended Morehouse College, one of the most prestigious, historically black colleges in the United States. It was at Morehouse that he encountered the ideas of nonviolent resistance, particularly through the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, whose philosophy of peaceful protest would become central to King's own efforts for civil rights. After Morehouse, King went on to study theology at Crozer Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania, where he earned his bachelor's degree in divinity. He later completed his PhD in systematic theology at Boston University. The rise of a leader. King's leadership in the civil rights movement began in earnest in 1955 with his involvement in the Montgomery Bus Boycott. The boycott was sparked by Rosa Parks, an African-American woman who was arrested for refusing to give up her seat to a white person on a segregated bus. King was chosen as president of the Montgomery Improvement Association, which led the boycott. Despite facing threats and violence, King maintained a firm commitment to nonviolence, inspired by Gandhi's principles. The boycott lasted for over a year, eventually leading to a Supreme Court ruling that declared segregation on public buses unconstitutional. This victory was a significant early success for the civil rights movement and cemented King's reputation as a powerful leader. The March on Washington. King's influence continued to grow throughout the 1960s, culminating in the famous March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in 1963. On August 28th, more than 250,000 people gathered on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., to demand an end to racial segregation, economic injustice, and discrimination. It was here that King delivered his most iconic speech, "I Have a Dream." In this speech, he shared his vision of a future where people would be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. His eloquent words resonated deeply, and the speech became a defining moment of the civil rights movement. Nonviolent resistance. At the heart of King's philosophy was his belief in nonviolent resistance. He argued that peaceful protest was not only morally superior, but also the most effective means of achieving lasting change. King was influenced by the teachings of Gandhi, who believed that nonviolence could lead to the transformation of both individuals and societies. King's commitment to nonviolence was tested many times during the civil rights movement. He was arrested numerous times, faced physical threats, and witnessed violence directed at those he led. Yet he remained steadfast in his belief that nonviolence was the only way to bring about true social justice. The struggle for civil rights. Throughout the 1960s, King led numerous protests, marches, and campaigns for civil rights. In 1964, after years of tireless activism, the Civil Rights Act was signed into law, prohibiting discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. The following year, King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in promoting nonviolent social change. Despite these successes, the struggle for racial equality was far from over. King turned his focus to issues of economic inequality, poverty, and the Vietnam War. which he saw as interconnected with the fight for racial justice. In 1968, he began organizing the Poor People's Campaign, which sought to address the economic disparities that affected people of all races. Assassination and legacy. Tragically, Martin Luther King Jr.'s life was cut short when he was assassinated on April 4, 1968, in Memphis, Tennessee. He was in Memphis to support a strike by sanitation workers, advocating for better wages and working conditions. His death sent shockwaves across the nation, and riots broke out in cities across the United States. Despite his untimely death, King's legacy continued to inspire generations of activists and leaders. His commitment to nonviolence and equality remains a guiding principle for those fighting for justice today. In 1983, the United States government officially recognized Martin Luther King Jr. Day as a federal holiday, celebrated annually on the third Monday in January. King's teachings have left an indelible mark on American society. His vision of a nation where all people are judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin, has become a foundational ideal in the ongoing fight for civil rights and social justice. Conclusion. Martin Luther King Jr. was a man who not only dreamed of a better future, but worked tirelessly to make that dream a reality. Through his leadership, vision, and commitment to nonviolent resistance, he changed the course of American history and helped shape a more just and equal society. His legacy continues to inspire people around the world to fight for justice, equality, and human dignity. Martin Luther King Jr. is remembered as one of the greatest leaders in the struggle for civil rights, and his work remains a powerful example of how one individual can change the world.